Good day everybody, Vanishers everyone here. Wanted to bring you some chopper gameplay today on Caspian border. Got Aussie doing the flying, I'm gunning. Got Constantius and Atari on the ground in a tank. They're taking care of all the flags and doing all the work while Aussie and I be a couple of flyboys. We haven't had many opportunities to be in the chopper. Typically when we get into a game, every man and his dog on the enemy team has a Stinger missile. Now you really have to watch out for the Stingers. I think they reload far too quickly, and they can be locked on rather quickly too. I think it needs to be a bit more of a lead on time with that, and a bit more of a longer reload on them too. Get a nice little double kill on the chopper there. Got very lucky. Usually you only get it disabled on vehicles. But one thing with the choppers, if you haven't got anybody on the ground spotting for you, if your gunner's not doing the spotting, then you're going to be in a lot of trouble. It's very hard to pick out ground targets sometimes. Now you can put zoom optics on. I actually unlock zoom optics in this game. You gotta watch out for those jets too. Easy target choppers are. You can put zoom optics on, but I wouldn't really recommend it. You don't really need it for the gunner. And one complaint I do have about being in a chopper is you seem to spend more of your time dealing with jets than going for ground targets, and it kind of defeats the purpose of having a ground attack chopper if all it's doing is fighting against jets. So you have to get very lucky. We got very lucky in this game, that's the thing. The enemy team weren't putting up AA Stinger missiles, anti-air. The jets were more focused. Actually, I think Constantius is up in a jet, Atari's on the ground. Yeah, that's right, that's what happened. A bit confused there, but that's what's going on. Anyway, getting back to it. If the jets are focused on each other, it makes the game a little easier. If you've got air superiority, that makes the game a billion times easier. However, if you do have a lot of ground threats, you have to be very, very ready to be communicating between the pilot and the gunner who's popping flares. Okay, if you've both got flares on, you do have two sets, so you have to have that communication. Okay, you don't want to be popping both sets of flares, because you're going to have another missile incoming before both your flares are rearmed. Reloaded is actually the word I was looking for. So I'm a little out of it at the moment. I'm very tired. A lot of Skyrim for me at the moment. Not much Battlefield 3. So getting back to the chopper tactics we got going here. Getting up high for the jets is probably the best idea. I'm not the first person to come up with that idea. I've actually found that out in another video. It's the best idea. Getting up high as you can, dealing with the jets. Good idea if the pilot has his air-to-air missiles on. I think I actually, at this point, I may have my ground missile. My air to ground, but I don't think I've got it on at the moment. I'm not sure if I unlock it in this game. I think it's not this game. I think it was a later game. I don't know, but I do have it now, and that is very helpful. But still, a lot of vehicle disables. Not very many actual kills in the vehicles. And something just occurred to me as well. I wanted to start taking your requests for kits, optics, what kind of sight you want to see on a gun, what kind of weapon you want to see, because I've unlocked quite a few of them now. So I think I'm at level 41, almost 42. So I can start using a few of the weapons that you guys might want to use. Some of them I haven't got all the unlocks for, or not even close to any of the unlocks, but a lot of them I do. Especially the support class. If you want to typically see any support weapon, I could probably show you that. I've got most of the optics, most of the attachments for those guns. I've been cranking that quite a bit, the support kit. I find that nobody ever drops ammo, so you kind of got to bring your own, you know what I mean? So yeah, if you want to leave a suggestion, about what you want to see, and the highest rated comment will be what I go into a game and use, like we used to do with Bad Company 2. Okay, so if you see something similar to what you want, just thumbs up that comment, because it'll probably just get lost in the mess of all the comments and that. So if you see, if you see someone says, "Oh, I want to see you use the P90," with a red dot and a silencer, or you know, whatever. But you in particular want to see just the P90 by itself, or you know, take the P90 with the silencer and the red dot. Okay, just thumbs up that comment. So yeah, any kit except recon. It's a good idea when you're locked on. You know, use your speed to drop down very quickly. Pitch your nose down. You got to be careful you don't plow to the ground. But you get low. You're a chopper. You know, you're not a jet. You don't have to fly up high. You can get down low to the ground and make yourself kind of invisible against the landscape in a way. So a lot of people have flying the choppers like they're jets, and you know, fighting jets with choppers. You can do that, yes, you have the AA missiles, but you know, you're also a ground attack chopper. You have to see, look, I'm getting locked, drop low, make a maneuver around a bit of a hill, and he loses the lock. And it must have been a jet that had been locked up, because he just got a little too nervous. And you can change your direction a lot easier than they can. So that's another thing too. You have to change your direction, you know, instantly, really. I mean, you can left or right, pitch your nose down, gain a little speed, and there you go. You know, you're out of his line of sight, and that's really what he needs to lock you on, because the reticle in the jets to lock up air targets is very small. So he has to, you know, pretty much keep you in that circle to lock you up. Very much has to. So you know, change your direction, pitch yourself down a bit, gain some speed, and get into the contours of the map and make yourself a bit invisible. But yeah, there you go. There's my tips and tricks on my fucking chopper. I went 11 and 0, but I didn't do too much work on the flags. But I was kind of treating the game like that from now on. You know, just doing what I fucking want. And when it really requires me to, I will go and PTFO all the way. But for the most part, man, I'm just playing for myself now. You know what I mean? So I'll catch you again next time, and thanks for watching.